Hi guys.
Hello.
Hi.
Okay then, welcome. We're here to have a fun, engaging conversation.
I'm so excited.
So Basi, feel free to drink the tea and drink the tea. So Basi, let's go. When did you realize your loved one was in a toxic relationship? Share any specific signs you observed from your loved one's partner or your loved one that made you think they are in a toxic relationship. Okay then, so for me, I didn't see them that often, at least once a week, but I'd see that the light in their eyes was just dying. Like the smiles were empty, there was no smiling, sounding tired. And then that one specific type of weight loss where it's just your situation has you pressed. Yeah. And then that was the first thing I noticed. Somebody who's normally like bright, peppy was just subdued. Yeah. What about you?
My first sign was I felt like my loved one used to protect this person, their partner. So they used to gloss over stories over them, even if it's not like anything like bad or whatever. I feel like they used to gloss over information about them, which just makes them be in the dark, like, who is this person? Is it a ghost? Yeah.
I think when they try to justify some of their wrongdoing, and they don't see, there's that little hope that holds onto them because they knew them when they were really good, and now they're bad, but they try not to see the bad. That's when you know it's toxic. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Did you ever blame or shame your loved one for being in this relationship? No, not at all. What about you guys? No.
Yeah.
Oh, it was impossible, and there was no probable cause to do it. To shame them or blame them.
Yeah. I would also like to say that this shared loved one is a very self-aware person. So they didn't enter this situation by mistake. They were not, how can I put it? They were aware of every step of the way, and they were as blindsided as the rest of us, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't blame them.
I also just feel like people aren't stupid about who they pick to teach how they treat them. So
correct, yeah.
Yeah, it's just, it's not right to blame people who have been mistreated. Yeah.
Because the victims
That's
are
a good
victims.
point.
Yeah, victims are victims. So when you throw blame at them and you now make them feel, let's say, stupid for exactly what they're going through, what tends to happen is they will end up believing that maybe this person is not so bad. Yeah, maybe so and so is right. Because you really get into someone's head, not the moment you're talking to them. It's usually after.
Yeah.
So I don't think blame is the right thing to do.
Right.
Did your loved one ever share their concerns about their relationship? And did you ever validate them when they did? And how?
Who wants to go first?
I can go.
Yeah.
So, could you please repeat it? Repeat the question.
Did your loved one ever share their concerns about the relationship? And did you ever validate them when they did? If so, how?
Right. So I remember this one time that we were hanging out, and they said that, they listed some things that they were having issues with, and we were a group of us, and we heard them and said that, basically said that, yeah, that is an issue. Don't overlook that. That's something worth discussing, or maybe try, maybe it's a misunderstanding. Try and understand that more. But yeah.
For me, it was a bit of time before it was brought up, because I just trusted that eventually it would be brought up. And yeah, when they brought it up, I was like, yeah, I've noticed these things.
You're right.
About you and what's going on around you, and it's concerning. Very concerning, yeah. So that support is important, yeah.
I think what was interesting, it was a topic, I would say like a topic-based negative characteristic that this other person or their partner had. So we're just sharing back and forth like links of this particular thing, because we're looking at narcissism and all that. So you find, they send it and then you go through it and definitely this person mimics this. You get YouTube videos, definitely this person mimics this, and then the actions that come from their partner directly at them. And so, there was no reason to not validate them. Yeah, because it was spot on. As indicated, the person was very self-aware. So it was hard to actually not validate them.
Right.
Yeah.
In what ways did your loved one's physical or mental health get affected by this relationship? As I mentioned, the weight loss, and then maybe this might sound metaphorical, but looking like a ghost or a husk, sort of like you're just going through the motions of life. Loss of liveliness, whether a person is really chill. Okay, for this specific person, they're so full of joy, so full of life, and suddenly they're withdrawn, they're subdued. They're smiling less, and when they do smile, it's just not what it used to be. Yeah, and it was gradual, but it's not something you can easily ignore unless you want to.
Yeah. You?
I think I would say definitely mentally they were affected, because usually somebody is really in the thick of it when you talk about many other things, but now you're only talking about this one person. And it's through different times of the day and even into the evenings. So, and every time you're talking about them, they sound extremely stressed, extremely worried, not knowing, looking for direction, looking for, what to do. And you repeat that cycle day in, day out, day in, day out. So, and you could tell they were really affected mentally. Yeah.
I'll just reiterate what you guys have said. I noticed similar things as well. All right. Were you surprised or maybe disappointed that your loved one was in such a relationship? Expound. Actually, no, I was surprised. When we got to the end and now I was realizing all of these things, I was like, wait a minute. You mean? Yeah, but having understood the emotions, the steps that it took to get to this point where I discovered that this person is actually horrible, then it's not just laid out on the table like that. It's small things that you realize over time. So yeah, I was surprised, but not disappointed.
Yeah.
I think I knew about the relationship when it was at the tail end of it, and so the element of surprise and the element of to be disappointed was not possible, because I didn't know about the person they were with from the beginning to the end. What I just did know is once it was shared with me, it was a bad omen, and so I was not disappointed. I was just surprised at the person who was going through it, if that makes sense. Yeah.
As you guys have mentioned, this person is very, very self-aware
Correct.
and very intentional about the choices they make. And it was very surprising. Wait, please may you repeat the question just so I'm answering the right thing.
Were you surprised or maybe disappointed that your loved one was in such a relationship?
I was surprised about the nature of the relationship. The surprise came from, are these things people really do to other people? That was one of the biggest things.
Yeah.
The other thing was the image of the person that was presented to me, like, typically, abusive people tend to be very charming. They know how to keep up a facade, keep up appearances, whatever. So, and especially if your interactions are very few, yeah, you just meet them, it's a one and done. First impression, that's it. And then all you're ever doing is hearing from the person your loved one. And as you mentioned, maybe it's the loved one doubting themselves and trying to justify the things this person has done. So yes, it was surprising, like my first impression versus
What is actually
these are the
happening.
things this person was doing. It's even more surprising when you think of it, like on the whole scale of it. Like as you mentioned, when the facts are laid out, it's like whatever. But when you think about maybe it took months to finally pinpoint this observation, disappointment, no. And especially not towards my loved one.
Yeah.
It's disappointing when people just don't treat people with any type of courtesy. Yeah, like using people as tools for whatever
it is you want.
Yeah. So surprised, yes. Disappointed, nuanced, yes.
Do you think they were happy and safe in the relationship? Why or why not?
Can I answer?
Yes. Yes, please.
They were falsely happy and safe. So maybe if I'd asked them at a particular time when they were in the relationship, are you happy and safe? For sure. But after the fact, then they would realize that they were not actually happy and safe.
Would you like to answer?
Yeah, you go first.
Okay then. What you said is true. Falsely happy and safe. And then there's also like, but for me specifically, it's like falsely happy, yes, but it's so hard to fake a sense of safety. And that's the one that's, I feel like, not really.
No.
Yeah. That's what I really feel.
Could you explain?
There's this thing some people do well. For every, let's say, 9 bad things they do to you, they do one really nice thing, a really
Astronomical.
kind gesture. So maybe 9 lashes, the 10th one is a birthday cake, every single week, something like that. And maybe the fact that this partner of yours has realized, these are the things that make you happy. Every time you start to pull away because you're like, they give you something that's like a joy giver, and it's like you're happy, but this person punishes you.
It's almost like an incentive.
Yeah. So like the safety, I don't think it's ever there unless that's all you know. But even then, it's like a false sense of safety.
But would you say, as an outsider, that you are aware of that? Like now you know for sure, but in those like 9 bad times and 1 good time, were you aware that this is not a safe situation as an outsider?
No,
No.
not really. Yeah, not the happiest. Like the happiness was no, but yeah, the safe one was more in hindsight. Yeah.
I think I would say they were not from exactly what he said, whereby the safety only comes, I would say, in the form of, it's false, in the form of hope. You have 3 good things, 1 bad thing, then it keeps following like that. So with all these breadcrumbs, when you put them together, you think this person actually has some good in them.
Yeah.
This person, and usually the people of that nature, what they do, they're very good at being victims. So you'll always feel the need to be there for them. So, but the safety and the happiness is always false. But was I aware? I was not aware. But usually also the loved one is never aware. Everybody's never aware. You're actually almost all in it. Like we were complaining about this today, tomorrow now we're rejoicing this.
Yeah.
By the time you ask questions is now when you notice the changing patterns, and I think that would be my answer on that.
Agreed. Did either of you try to point out to your loved one that the relationship that they were in was toxic? And if you did, how was that received?
I'll start this one. Yes, I did. And I think at that point, the person was already aware that it was toxic, but they just weren't in a position of ending the relationship. Because there's still a very small ray of hope. But I'd say it was not received negatively. It didn't. Usually bringing that up always ends either the friendship or you get either side of it. Either you're such a good friend, you're such a bad friend. But I'll say they were aware of it. So me telling them that just made them realize, okay, I've been thinking about it too, and
So validation. For me, now that I think about it, I'm not sure when exactly I was being informed. But no, actually, I knew that they were partners.
Correct.
I didn't know any specifics, but I noticed that this person is looking more and more down, less of themselves. So, eventually, when they broached the topic themselves, it was just like an anecdote. Oh, like, the other day, so and so said this. And of course, the reaction was shocking. Like, why would somebody say that to you or react in such a manner to, your plight, whatever is going on? I never brought it up during. I did ask after. Yeah. What was going on? Yes.
Okay. No, I didn't. I didn't flag this during the relationship, and I really that bothers me to date. I'm like, come on, Gloria, you know better than that. Anyway, but I would say that right from the jump, I was like,
what's going on?
What? But benefit of the doubt. I don't know this person the way other people do, so but I did.
Do you say trust your intuition?
Trust it, guys. You know what? If your friendship ends, it ends. At least you said it. That's my word of advice to all of you.
Do your best and leave the rest to fate.
Yeah. And also, sorry, you see, like we were saying, when you're in the problems, you, gaslight yourself into you believe things that you would not ordinarily believe. So, a friend, i.e. myself, might be thinking, hey, but this person knows better, let me not, whatever. But maybe they really need somebody to be like, hello, this is not okay, or it looks like, things are really going left, whatever, yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Just do it you don't know where the person is mentally, yeah.
Is there any, because you mentioned that some people really wouldn't appreciate it being brought up.
Yeah.
Is there any really good way you found to bring it up? Like the best way to bring it up so it's best received? Do you understand?
And maybe Imani knows how, but I don't know.
I would say delivery of such a message is not my strong suit in terms of being empathetic, sympathetic, and still delivering the message. What I usually say, at the end of the day, when it's confirmed, let's say you're right or what you said is actually true, maybe your friendship might have a problem, but it will always come back to you. The person will come and appreciate it a bit later. There are those who are very good at how they deliver such a message, and there are those who just are very direct and straight and point and shoot. So is there a specific way? I would say your way is your way, because you're yourself. This person knows you as you are, and even a harsh truth is still harsh, no matter how you say it. Whether you sing it, whether you rap it, whether you text it, whatever you do, a harsh truth is a harsh truth. And somebody will either get into their fight or flight or just take it in. By the end of the day, you've done your part. Yeah.
And you?
I can only just tell you, by the way, I think this is looking bad. I don't have a nice way to no.
Because usually I'd consult with people, I'd actually sit and say, this is what I want to say, this is how I'm thinking of saying it. Now the problem was, in that case, the people I normally sit down with, one of them is the loved one in this situation, which was just sticky, yeah.
That's a good idea. Maybe somebody can help you throw in a few words here, there, yeah. That's a good idea.
Okay, then.
All right.
Okay. To the last question of the day. What advice would you give to a good friend in the same position you are?
Position as somebody with a loved one who's in a toxic relationship.
Yeah.
Okay then. Care for your friend, for your loved one. That's a bit vague though.
Can we expound?
Yeah. A lot of the things we've mentioned and a lot of the questions asked really point towards what it is you can do. You really need to listen to what your friend is saying and what they're not saying. So things we've all pointed out, you pointed out from valid conversation to a single topic. You know, we both pointed out this person's behavior has completely changed. You know, they're withdrawn, whatever. Like, those are cues that something is not right. And, you know, show the concern without backing them into a corner, because that's always taken poorly. Like, show the concern and show, listen, you can lean into me.
Oh,
Yeah,
cute.
so what else? As you said, trust your intuition, because you are given intuition for a good reason. You know, there's like, don't just write off that pang of doubt. You need to actually see if there's good reason. Yeah. And that's all I have to say in that regard right now.
Okay. You wanna go?
Mine was just to emphasize on time. It's give this person time. They'll call you, they'll want to meet up with you.
That's a good point.
They'll call you in hours when either maybe if it's early morning, the evening, hours you don't usually receive calls, receive them. Because they're very fragile at this point, and by the time they're bringing it out,
It's taken a lot.
it's taken a huge toll on them.
Yeah.
So time, and also on your part, be open-minded. Now try to learn. Okay, try to learn. What does this person see in this particular person? What are they trying to voice out? And once you do that, I think it'll be the best you can do. But the emphasis is time.
Love that. Trust your instincts. And this particular loved one who we've been talking about spent a lot of time doing research on like toxic relationships, like different signs, you know, that kind of thing. And I would recommend to somebody, even myself, if I find myself in as a friend to somebody in this situation again, I would present them with the data. So it's not me, okay, me I've said, but maybe you think like I'm being mean, or you know, you like, what do you know? But there's so much information out there about these kinds of things. How do you identify this thing? How do you identify it at home or at work, or you know, that kind of thing. And you see the person, like maybe I'll send you like a YouTube playlist. You don't have to tell me that you watched it, but the information you've received the information, and you'll do the work by yourself. So it's not that you are sitting here, we're arguing, no, they're not like this. You've seen it, you've internalized it, then it's now lays in your hands. So I think I would do that. All right, any parting shots, guys?
You see, the thing is, we're talking about a very aware person, which means that this is a quote-unquote best case scenario.
That's right. Yeah.
And like, it's rarely ever that best
Quote.
case. Yeah, quote-unquote. So a lot of emphasis on patience for this person. Yeah.
This patience to the person in the toxic relationship or to the friends?
To the person in
In
the
it.
toxic
Okay.
relationship. Yeah.
Mine is just an emphasis on what I did say. When you allocate your time and your energy in being there for people, you have to recognize that sometimes it's very hard to, even if somebody is very aware, them asking you questions means they feel they might be blinded in that situation. So also when you allocate that time, you have to, you owe it. I usually say every friendship owes somebody something that maybe even oversteps their boundary in one way. So if your boundaries are you don't take calls past a certain time,
Maybe
you have to bring them down. If your boundaries are you don't take calls at this time in the morning, you have to bring them down. My emphasis will be on time.
I really like that.
Yeah.
I don't think I have anything more to add. Trust your instinct, give people your time. And I think just overall, just be like the people who you've chosen to be in your circle, your friends, whatever, be there for them, because it's not like there are people designated to be in toxic relationships and others who are not. It could be your brother tomorrow, you know.
Yeah.
So just be like, you know, all these things that we said, be in the habit of being that person for whoever it might benefit next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cute.
Yes.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.